This JT Sports Match, you guys, with another video. This video, I'm here, my Buffalo Bills versus the Tennessee Titans, NFL Week 5 preview and prediction. I'm going to be previewing this matchup and give my prediction for who will win this game. Now, before I begin, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I upload NFL videos and college football videos daily. So the Buffalo Bills are going to be on the road at Tennessee, coming off of a very close loss versus the New England Patriots. And the Tennessee Titans are coming off of a dominating win versus the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the Tennessee Titans, they dominated Atlanta, and Tennessee looks very solid. Marcus Mariota, other than that debacle that he had versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, he looks to be pretty solid this season. The Buffalo Bills are coming off of a very disappointing loss versus the New England Patriots in a game that they really should have won. The defense for Buffalo played exceptionally well, which is why I'm still pretty high on the Buffalo Bills. I still think the Buffalo Bills has a pretty good chance of making it to the playoffs, because if you look at what that defense did to Tom Brady, I mean, that defense had Tom Brady looking like a deer in headlights out there. Let's just be honest. If you don't believe me, go and look at the stats. So that Buffalo Bills defense, in my opinion, might end up being the best defense in all of football by the end of this season, because that defense played absolutely phenomenal. When you look at what Tom Brady has been doing the previous weeks before they played Buffalo, I mean, he raped Pittsburgh. They raped the Jets. I mean, we don't even need to talk about the Dolphins, but I mean, when you look at what Tom Brady was doing the previous couple of weeks before this Buffalo game, if you was to ask me what would Tom Brady's stat line be before they played Buffalo, you probably would say 2 touchdowns, no picks, 300 yards. That's what most Patriots fans would say. So the fact that the Buffalo Bills defense was able to absolutely suffocate this New England Patriots offense, an offense that has been pretty potent the previous weeks, it just goes to show you how good this defense is. This defense is for real. Now, a big reason why they lost the game is because Josh Allen had to leave the game late in the game, and that's because my guy kept on turning the freaking ball over. And I mean, I knew the New England Patriots secondary was probably going to get the upper hand of the Buffalo Bills offense, because the wide receivers aren't nothing great. The wide receiving core is okay, but when you're going against a team like New England, you really need that. You really need a true number one guy, and the Buffalo Bills don't really have that. And we kind of saw that against New England Patriots. And Josh Allen, I mean, I don't know what dude was doing. I mean, this New England Patriots defense was just getting the best of them. But the thing that encourages me the most is that Josh Allen had all these turnovers, and yet the Buffalo Bills still had a chance to win the game. I mean, if it wasn't for that special teams touchdown the New England Patriots scored, Buffalo probably could have won that game. And if Josh Allen never ended up having to leave the game early, or leaving the game late, and Matt Barkley never had to come in, I think Buffalo probably still had a good chance of winning that game. So it's going to be interesting what happens when the Buffalo Bills face the New England Patriots next go around. But now against the Tennessee Titans, the Tennessee Titans, they took advantage of what looks to be a very weak defense in the Atlanta Falcons, which is really surprising because the Atlanta Falcons have a lot of talented players on the defense side of the ball. So I don't know the reason for the struggles, but I think this is going to be a lot tougher game for the Tennessee Titans. And Buffalo's defense, is going to be interesting to see what Buffalo's defense is going to be able to do against Marcus Mariota, a quarterback who has kind of struggled against elite defenses in the past. So it's going to be really interesting. And can Tennessee get Marcus Mariota going? Because in this game, I think it's all going to be on how good Marcus Mariota plays, because I think Buffalo's defense is going to take away the run. They're going to stop Derrick Henry, and Marcus Mariota is going to have to win this game strictly on him passing the football. And the question is, can Marcus Mariota do that? That's going to be the biggest question going into this matchup. And for the Buffalo Bills, is Josh Allen going to be healthy going into this game? Now, he wasn't, I believe, last time I read something about Josh Allen, he was in the phase 4 of the concussion protocol. But the big thing is, even if he does or doesn't play, if he does play, can he stop turning over the freaking football? Because the Tennessee Titans, you're facing another good secondary in the Tennessee Titans who have a lot of talent on the secondary. So you're facing 2 elite secondaries the last week and this week. So the question is, can he limit the turnovers? And can these wide receivers get a little bit more separation? Because the wide receivers weren't really that good versus New England as well. So that was kind of my observations from last week. And if Buffalo wants to win this game, they're going to have to limit the turnovers, and they're definitely going to have to get the run game going. So now looking at my keys to victory, Well, easily teams in doing able to have a chance to win the game. The Buffalo Bills, I said this probably several times throughout this video, needed to limit the turnovers, man. I mean, Josh Allen was a turnover machine last week, and if Josh Allen wasn't turning the ball over so much, I know New England secondary is good and all, but Jesus Christ, man, this guy was turning the ball over left and right. So if Josh Allen is able to limit the turnovers, this Buffalo Bills team has a pretty good chance to win this game, because you guys got to think about it. If Josh Allen was never turned... The Buffalo Bills, if it wasn't for that special teams touchdown, the Buffalo Bills barely lost that game versus the New England Patriots last week. Now imagine if Josh Allen had no turnovers. Buffalo wins that game by 2 touchdowns. If Josh Allen has no turnovers. So Josh Allen, or whoever plays the quarterback position, if Buffalo is able to limit the turnovers, then I think this defense is good enough that they have a very good chance to win this game if they're able to limit the turnovers. Now, if they're turning the ball over, then this is a very optimistic Tennessee Titans defense. They can force turnovers, and this is the offense that you don't really want to get the ball because they can chew a lot of clock. And football 101 is you want to limit the amount of possession that the other team's offense has. So the last thing Buffalo needs to do, they need to stop the run game. I mean, you need to stop Derrick Henry. And I will, if I'm the defensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills, I want to say, hey, let's stop Tennessee's rushing attack, because that's Tennessee's bread and butter. Let's stop Tennessee's rushing attack and force Marcus Mariota to beat our talented secondary through the air. And that's what I would do if I was the Buffalo Bills. So I would feel way confident in having Marcus Mariota sit back in the pocket and force him to make accurate throws and try to win the game throwing the football, to let Tennessee just dictate the outcome of the game by running the football with Marcus Mariota and Derrick Henry. So if you're the Buffalo Bills, you have to be able to stop the run. And now what the Tennessee Titans need to be able to do to win this game is they got to get pressure on the quarterback. And Josh Allen, we saw what happens when you get pressure on Josh Allen. I mean, even then, his decision making is still a little bit erratic. But when you speed up his mental clock and you got to force him to get the ball out a little bit quicker, then you have a good chance of forcing turnovers. And even then, if Matt Barkley ends up getting the start for this game and Josh Allen isn't able to go in this game for some reason, Matt Barkley, you're going to have to get pressure on him. You don't want to give Matt Barkley time to sit there and dissect your defense. And also, this is a backup quarterback, and most backup quarterbacks, if you give them time to throw, at least solid backup quarterbacks, if you give them time to throw, they're pretty solid. But backup quarterbacks under pressure, they're not really that good. And then when you look at the trends of backup quarterbacks, they're kind of a little bit raw. I mean, they don't really get a lot of real speed action. So a lot of these backup quarterbacks, they're not really prepared to go in the game plan. Like we saw last week, and New England kind of took advantage of Matt Barkley being there because he wasn't really prepared for an in-game situation like that. So if you're Tennessee, you want to force whoever's playing quarterback to get the ball out quickly, and you want to get pressure on these quarterbacks. And the last thing the Tennessee Titans need to do is, Marcus Mariota hasn't played well. This is a very solid this is probably, in my opinion, the best defense in all of football. I mean, they can get after the quarterback. They can cover in the secondary. This defense has absolutely no holes at all. So Marcus Mariota is going to have to be able to win this game, because I think what Buffalo is going to be able to do is they're going to take away the run and they're going to force Marcus Mariota to win the game through the air. We saw what this defense did against Tom Brady and the New England Patriots last week. We saw it. Tom Brady looked befuddled out there. So if this Buffalo Bills defense was able to hold back a very talented New England Patriots offense, then imagine what they're going to be able to do to this Tennessee Titans offense if Marcus Mariota doesn't show up. And at my prediction, I think this is probably going to be another tough game for Marcus Mariota. This is going to go similar to how that Jacksonville game went. He's going to be getting hit a lot of times. We're going to see the ball getting thrown into the dirt a lot of times, because look, if this defense was talented enough to stop Tom Brady and that New England Patriots offense last week, and this Tennessee Titans team might be in a heap of trouble if Marcus Mariota doesn't show up. And in my prediction, I think Marcus Mariota is going to struggle in this game, because look, if Tom Brady struggled last week, I'm not expecting a different outcome this week for the Tennessee Titans. I mean, this Buffalo Bills defense, they suffocated Tom Brady. So, I mean, if that defense was good enough to stop Tom Brady after what they've been doing so far this season, I don't think it's going to be looking too good for Marcus Mariota. But if Tennessee wants to win this game, they're going to have to get a good game out of Marcus Mariota. So the team that I'm going with to win this game, I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. I'm going with the Buffalo Bills to win this game. I think this game is going to be pretty low scoring. I think Buffalo Bills win this game 14-10. And the reason why I think Buffalo is going to win this game is because I don't trust Tennessee's offense versus this Buffalo Bills defense. I mean, we saw what the New England Patriots did last week. Now, if it was for that special teams touchdown, Buffalo could have ended up winning that game. So this Buffalo Bills defense, I don't trust Josh Allen, but I trust this defense. As long as this defense is playing up to the level that they've been playing so far this year, they're always going to be in games. So I'm going to trust Buffalo's defense to get the job done versus the Tennessee Titans offense. And I'm going with the Buffalo Bills to win this game 14-10. So let me know who you guys think is going to end up winning this game down in the comment section down below. Also make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and college football videos. And thanks for watching.